Hello everyone, welcome to Asnointia Audio. Today I'm going to be talking about what a soulmate is. And I myself, when I was unaware about many of these things, I used to look online, I used to read books, so many things I've looked into, and we actually only knew half the story. But because over the years now I've been doing past life readings, I have a better understanding and in-depth knowledge as to what exactly a soulmate is and details about certain things that we would not really think of. So typically people do think a soulmate is someone who is the mate. The souls have mated from a time, maybe in a past life. There's not just one soulmate. We have many, many soulmates. I have broken down this video into sections, so I will be starting from what, who, when, where, how, why, and I'm going to be explaining according to this. It'll be much easier and a bit more strategic in terms of understanding exactly what a soulmate is. So what is a soulmate? A soulmate is a human being or another being who has a soul. Mostly it is an intelligent creature, which is, for us, it would be a human. This is a person who we have fallen in love with in a past life. And for a past life video, I do have another past life video which you can also click on in this series. What is exactly a past life? So this individual is somebody, for example, let's say 150 years ago, you fell in love with one individual and you both lived out your days together happily. That is a soulmate. Your souls have mated. And so that is one soulmate. Sometimes in one lifetime, we might fall in love with 2 or 3 people. Does that change anything? No. That still means that this individual is a soulmate. The 3 people we have fallen in love with are still our soulmates. Now imagine hundreds of years that have gone by, thousands of years that have gone by. I've done past life readings that date back to at least 5,000 years old. And that is very rare. The majority is around 1,000 something. But there are many, many people that we have fallen in love with. And what happens is that in this lifetime, God, this is the Christ consciousness beyond Christ, the one God who's created this particular universe, he, with his crew, which are celestial beings that exist on a different dimension, have created patterns, repetitive patterns, like project managers. They've actually created things at this moment in time for when you were supposed to be born, so that in this lifetime you somehow come across these people. Why? Because in a past life, some people were married and the marriage was beautiful, and so there was so much love that they want to be in this lifetime with that individual again. So they often ask, and what I've seen is they often request Archangel Raguel for this. And he consults with God. They make it happen. And in this lifetime, you may encounter someone who you feel this, amazing attraction towards, this spiritual connection, and you just can't put your finger on it. It's because you've perhaps been a husband and wife in a past life. That is double the pain, double the history, double the intensity, double the love, because you have history with this person. This is also why being in a soulmate connection, it hurts a lot, because you have a past life connection with this individual. Some people have been engaged. Some people have been boyfriend and girlfriend. Some people have been betrothed. And sometimes within these type of past life readings that I do, I have seen someone has died in a battle. Someone has gone off. An accident happened. And so the story that was written, this beautiful story that was written from God for these people in their book of life, never came true. And so we are on a grid, like literally like a grid with coordinates, that at this time, this is going to happen, this person is going to meet this person, if not this, then that. Literally like project management. It's amazing the amount of readings that I do. And out of the thousands of readings that I've done, maybe only once or twice have I ever met anybody that has not had a spiritual connection. Every single person seems to have a spiritual connection with someone who we have an attraction to, someone we have love towards. This could be either a twin flame karmic partner, it could be a soulmate, it could be many other connections that we have, but this particular video I wanted to make is for a soulmate. In fact, it's more like a podcast. It's not really like a video, but when do you meet this individual? A soulmate. I have done readings where one person, for example, had a one-night stand. Now, how many of us would even imagine that you just hook up with someone on Tinder, you have a one-night stand, and that's it. You hook up, you leave, that's it. What was hilarious is this lady came back to me, and she told me about this person. She met him a year later. Amazingly, it turns out they were soulmates. And I get this information with the help of my intuitive self through meditation, plus my angel guide, who is a gift from Jehovah. I was able to see that anything in our lives that happens, it's truly, I believe, not a coincidence. I do not believe in coincidences anymore. I don't believe in any type of, this just happened by fluke or this is just by luck. No, no, no. It is all here and happening for a reason, because it was meant to be at that particular moment in time. Of course, the devil throws in a monkey wrench here and there where somebody might have some tragedy or some illness may occur or something may happen. Somebody may fall into depression. Because of that, a lot of good homes are destroyed. I've seen because of that. But going back to where. Now, where would you meet, right? Like, for example, this was on Tinder. Amazing. Who would have known? And it can be anywhere in the world. I also had one client, for example, that was on the phone with an individual, and it was a representative calling her. As soon as they spoke to each other, it's as if she recognized this guy, and the guy recognized her, and they both started smiling. They could not see each other's faces, but they both started smiling. You could hear it in their voices. And they were talking to each other, and they talked as if, hey, how are you doing? That feeling of, oh my God, it's been so long. I haven't spoken to you in years. Oh my goodness. So this lady and this representative, they started talking a lot, became friends. And once she ended up falling in love with this guy. But I did a reading for her at one point, and it was pretty amazing because what happened was, yes, they had a spiritual connection. And they had a connection from a past life. This is how intense some feelings and emotions can be. And this is literally, your sixth sense working in here. This is not the 3D. This is you recognizing someone. And when people say, is she the one? is he the one? In all honesty, there is no such thing as one. I have seen this now too many times. You might be married to someone and get a divorce. That person might have been your soulmate. A few years later, you meet someone else. You marry that person. That's another soulmate. I'm not encouraging divorce, but the thing is that it's amazing how stories that were written in a past life that were not complete, where there was a lack of closure, in this lifetime, somehow, some way, certain stories do come to a close. And this is because the soul wants to experience this. The soul is a different being. We right now are on a three-dimensional plane. The soul exists on a spiritual plane. Through the connection between our foreheads, we have a big line, this string. The dimension that the soul lives in, it recognizes the soul of the soulmate. The soulmate will recognize our soul. So, for example, your partner will recognize you and you will recognize this partner, but not the physical part of you. It will be the spiritual side of you that's recognizing each other. And you'll look at each other and you will wonder, wait a minute, why does this person look familiar? There's something about this individual, I just can't put my finger on it, but oh my goodness, they seem so familiar, as if they're like family, as if I already know them. It's a very intense feeling, and these feelings go throughout karmic partner, twin flame, soulmate, because there's past life connections here. So I have gone over what it is, who this individual is, when does this kind of stuff happen, where does it happen, how does it happen, and why does it happen. Now, past life connections are very intense, and some of the readings that I've done have been very beautiful, and some of them have been damn tragic, because on planet Earth we have had so many wars and so many battles. And a lot of the love that was diminished and things that faded away back then, it tends to come back in life. Because love really, truly never dies. It never does. In this lifetime, there are many people that get stuck between who to love, because sometimes we do get options. I'm just going to give you one last example. There was one lady, a client of mine, she's in New York, and 4 men were in her life. And for the life of her, she could not understand why she loved all 4 men. This was one of the most unique readings I've ever done. I was pretty, I was pretty like, whoa, 4 guys? Like, how can you handle 4 guys? They did not know about each other. She was individually meeting them. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Don't keep all your eggs in one basket, right? Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. And sometimes we don't have time to be wasting on just one individual, right? Sometimes we can invest our time in one individual, but not all the time. So here this lady had, and I found out, I did the reading for her, and I found that one of them was her twin flame, and 3 of them were soulmates. How cool is that? And I understood why she felt love, unconditional love, for each individual. Her heart was breaking because she could not make a choice. What was the reason? All 4 of them in her past lives were her husbands. That is damn difficult, isn't it? Making a choice between who you actually love, because there are these 4 guys. However, keep in mind, through hundreds of years, many things have changed. Many people have changed. Personalities change. In this lifetime, people are born and brought up differently. So eventually, it's taken about 2 years for this lady to finally make up her mind. And so one of the gentlemen has finally won her heart, and so she's with the one guy now. And the rest of them, they have gone off to bigger, better things, other people, other women. I just wanted to share that because that was a very unique experience that I went through. And I personally didn't understand how that could be possible. But when I looked into it, in depth, that was pretty amazing. So I just want to mention that a soulmate, I want you guys to keep in mind that a soulmate is someone who is very close to you. This person is like family. This person is an individual who you may feel that I have to be near, I have to take care of them. There's this familiar kind of feeling, and don't dismiss it. Whenever you feel actual love for someone, I would say the majority of the time I have seen that person is somehow related to you through a past life connection. It's very common. And I never would have known unless I would have not started past life readings. It's pretty amazing the amount of things that I have learned and gained. And so I'm going to keep making more videos and sharing what I know. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope I was able to provide some of you some clarity and provide you with some guidance as to what exactly a soulmate is and how this individual can impact your life. There's so many things, right? I hope to be doing another video soon on karmic partners, so do have a look at that as well for those of you that would like to learn more about karmic partners as well. All right then. You all take care and stay safe. Bye now.